I'm going to show you the 4 steps I use with my English students to teach them to stop translating in their brain and start thinking in English. It's not magic, it's science. Welcome to English Coach 3 T's. If we haven't met before, my name is Teacher Tanya, and I live here in my converted school bus in the southwestern part of the United States. Here on YouTube, I tell clear stories in English so you can be more fluent. And today, I want to share with you a very important skill to have in learning a language. So here is what we have often done when we were learning a language. We were taught that when we have an idea, then we have to think of this idea in our native language, translate that idea, and then finally we have the idea in English and it can come out of our mouth, although often it doesn't come out very well because we're so busy thinking in our native language. Today, I want to show you how you could have that idea in your head and then go straight to English so that you can speak easily, so that you can stop translating in your brain and start thinking in English. The first step is the input reset. This is where you start to make your brain feel so safe that it is ready to learn in English. Not only is it ready to learn in English, it will stay in the English mode. This is super important that you keep your brain in English. To do that, you're going to look for things you can read and listen to where you understand most of what is being said. So you want to read books that are interesting to you, where you understand almost everything you read. Maybe not every single word, but you can understand the story, or you can understand what the person who wrote the book is saying. And the same for things you're listening to. You want to listen to and watch things that you understand. Science backs up this information. In other words, science has proven that when you're listening to things that you don't understand a lot of, your brain kind of panics. Your brain just stops working. And so instead of becoming more fluent, you get that feeling that you're working hard. You get that feeling that you're studying hard, but then you also get the feeling that this is not working. I can't think in English. I can't have conversations. My English is bad. So if you have felt this way, it may be because of this first phase, and you need to just change it a little. The second phase is what I call the object action association. Or, in other words, we want you to see something and think of it in English, a little bit like what I showed you on the blackboard before. In other words, when you see this, I want your brain to say apple. I don't want you to think in your native language and then think apple so that you can say apple. I want your brain to see this and think apple. A lot of us have already done that through all of the practice we've had. But then with things like this, I want you to think flashlight. And if you don't think flashlight, a little trick you can use is to say to the person you're talking to, that thing that you can hold in your hand that has light, what do you call that thing? This is a much, much better tool than the way we used to learn how to say flashlight. Step number 3 is you need to lower the effective filter. In other words, you need to use the science of fun. When your brain is having fun, when you're enjoying the process, it makes it easier for your brain to keep learning. But when things get difficult, boring, you don't like whatever you're doing, basically your brain shuts off. Because of that, you need to use different types of learning that are quick, fun, and easy. You need to find ways to make your learning process something that you want to take part in, something that you want to do. When English learning is fun, the filter goes down and the English learning can happen more easily. Number 4 is the automatic reflex. You want your English to be automatic so that you are not having to go from step to step to step to step. And there are ways that you can actually learn and practice doing this. And something that's very important is to make your practice a regular part of your day. One of the ways you can do that is to use habit stacking, where you connect what you're doing in English to things in your day that already happen automatically. Think about the way you automatically know how to drive your car or brush your teeth. You don't have to think about brushing your teeth. You don't have to think about how to get the toothpaste onto the toothbrush. You can talk about almost anything and put toothpaste on your toothbrush without thinking. That's because it is a habit. And we can use the habit, like brushing your teeth or other habits you have, to actually make learning English more effective. We can make those habits help your English learning. When you start using these 4 things, you are going to start building your English thinking ability, and soon you're going to be speaking without that process of trying to figure out each of the steps before you can say something. Trying to figure out these steps is what stops you from being able to have conversations in English and feel confident and happy with your English. You can start using these 4 steps right now to start your journey towards thinking in English, but you don't have to do it alone. I have created a 4-week program where you can work with me on Zoom, and I am going to walk you through step by step how to do each of these things so that you know exactly what to do. If you'd like more information about this 4-week class and you'd like to get on the wait list, click on the link in the description below so that you can be the first to sign up when I open this class later this week. If you're ready to watch another video where I tell a story about a flashlight so you can remember this vocabulary and more, click here and I'll see you there.